Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Messing Around with Shane. Um, Last time I said I was going to build an airplane, like an old-timey one. Well, I lied. I'm actually going to build another spaceship, just because I like spaceships. So what we're going to do on this one is going to be completely different than what we've done before. Basically, I'm going to go out a few pieces with some poles here, and I'm going to do that on multiple areas. Basically, all I did before was I added some fuel and I added a single super engine. And what we're going to do here is once again, it is going to have absolutely nothing to do with functionality. I really don't care about functionality at all. It's got to look cool. So on this one, I'm going to try and actually make a cool looking spaceship that hopefully you all will like, and hopefully it doesn't look too terrible. But I'm going with kind of this quad pole design. Oh, wrong, backwards. There we go. Okay. And it's almost going to be kind of TIE Fighter-ish, but not quite. It's going to be a little bit different. But basically, this one's going to take off from the ground or from just space, because space is the final frontier. Star Trek reference. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just making an outline. None of these pieces are going to work if let me just show you right now what happens. If you go in with pieces that are unconnected and you go to start, everything just falls apart and you have nothing. It's kind of funny to watch. Doesn't really do you any good though. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to just make sure everything is 100% connected. And to do that, I'm just going to use simple pulls again, because pulls are one of the easiest things to use in the game. And once again, do the same thing on the other side. Just make sure everything is completely connected. So as you can see, certain things aren't connected here. That's these guys right there, which we will connect those real quick with some cubes, just to try and kind of finalize the shape. Now you will notice a lot of my vehicles kind of have the same shape as far as the aerodynamics and everything go, and the hydrodynamics, all the dynamics. But what I'm going to do here is going to be really interesting. I'm going to make it to where my ship has kind of like a self-destruct type option, and you'll see what that's going to do. Also, I'm kind of tired of using the tester track, so what I'm going to start doing on this is I'm going to test from the I believe it's the biggest stage, which is called Nutty Acres. Really fun stage. Really easy to test everything, that's for sure. But what we're going to do here is we're going to have, once again, our fabulous foldy wings, if we can, and we can't. Cool! Although, yeah, no, foldy wing ain't going to work. So, what we do, since I already botched up the entire thing, we're going to add a single balloon on the front, just because why not? So what we're going to do now is we need to get some fuel. I've already used up all my super fuel, so instead we're going to use some regular fuel. Let's put some right here and there. Basically, Well, that's not gonna work. Basically, when this is done, all that's gonna be left of my poor ship is just gonna be all this fuel and my cockpit, which actually I don't even want all this fuel here. We're gonna change that up too. We're gonna go until the wings fall off, and that's gonna be it. So now what I'm gonna do, as far as the power situation here goes, we're gonna have just massive jets throughout the entire little build here. You might be wondering, why do I want massive jets? Because I want it to go fast. I don't care if it doesn't look good. I don't care if nothing else, it needs to go fast. You can't have a ship that is a slow ship. It doesn't work. So now what I'm gonna do, I've got all the jets here. I'm just gonna finish up kind of the detailing, I guess, just to make it look a little bit better. And hopefully this one balloon will be enough to get me off the ground. I don't really know if it will or not, so that'll be kind of fun to see. Actually, now that I think about it, after all this, I will need the floaty wings somehow. Or the foldy wings, not the floaty wings. Floaty wings would be interesting. You know what? Why not? Let's just have the wings coming out the back. It doesn't look as pretty, but it kind of works. Now, if I could get them... If I could get that one there... Can I get this one in the middle? No. The overlap won't let me. Alright, so that won't work. But I can have another pair of wings in the front just to kind of match these. That should work, hopefully. Yeah, that'll work. You know what? No, I don't like that. I don't want it to fly this way. What we're gonna do instead, because I wanted to keep the overall look still, we're gonna do something I haven't shown off yet, and that's you could take propellers and you can actually point them up instead of sideways. And what that's gonna do is that's going to give you an upward thrust, and it's going to act as if it's a helicopter, essentially. I just need one more piece on the front here. Not protection. Also, there's protection such as bumper, armor, energy, shields, smoke spheres, things like that. It's kind of cool. Which I might actually... I might play around with a smoke sphere. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. But I need one more piece for the body. Just to make it to where it... Yeah, wedge. Why is it starting me there? That's weird. And we're going to place the wedge here just so that works. So now, before we do all the detailing, we're going to test it once more. And so now, basically, it's a super jet helicopter, essentially. And the one balloon... It looks like the one balloon is almost enough to keep us airborne. But for some reason, it's having an issue. Let me figure this out real quick. My detachers are not working on here. So I need to assign this to... Let's assign it to B, just because. Alright. So now I believe if I go to test it again, it should be assigned to B again, I hope. No, it's not. So we'll have to reassign it every time. Or maybe I can just take all the bumpers, or these guys, off and put them back on. Maybe that'll do it. I just want to make sure that I can actually detach them once I get them. Yeah, there we go. So the balloon's actually not enough to get us up, but what it will do is when we're flying and we detach, it should keep the rest of my body airborne that I have down here. So now what we're gonna, sorry about that, my face just punched the mic. So now I'm just gonna go back in, and once again I'm gonna detail it like I have the last few builds. But we're gonna detail this one a little differently. I'm going to completely change the way I've been showing. Because once again, aerodynamics don't really matter here. They do, but they don't. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just extending these out to give them kind of a slightly cooler looking look. Yeah, that sounded intelligent. We're going to make it look a little cooler. That's about it. So I'm going to give it, I don't know, it's looking less like a TIE fighter and more like kind of a pod racer, but not quite. I don't know what to consider it. It's going to be a fancy spaceship, and that's about it. Now we have most of the detailing done. I don't think I really want to connect that because it's going to look really cool when it explodes. So I'll just leave all those unconnected. I want to just go ahead and put a wedge there and a wedge there, kind of round that off. And no, I don't think I'm going to like that. So I'm going to leave that all open there. What I'm thinking about doing here is I'm going to close this section off, and we'll take a look at that and see how it looks. I might not even need these poles here anymore. Yeah, no, I don't need those poles. So I'm just going to close that off. I'll close this off to a point. Get rid of those poles. Kind of make it more streamlined looking. Sorry, just taking a little look around, seeing how it looks, seeing if I like it. And it's about 50-50. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So as soon as I'm done encapsulating it, shouldn't take too much longer. I think that's the same. No, that is not the same. Crud. There we go. Now it's kind of closer. I broke something. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Okay, no, it's good. Yeah, sure. Totally fine. So let's test it one more time, see how it comes out. It doesn't fly too terrible. It doesn't have very much lift. But it's not the worst I've done. Just bumping into everything here. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna add another balloon on it just because it needs a bit more lift. Also, balloons don't matter which direction you face them. You can face them pretty much any direction as long as you have the space for it. Alright, so let's we'll go ahead and save this. I don't have a name for it either, so if you guys want to if you want to leave a name in the comments below, figure out something to call it, we'll go ahead and test it out. Alright, so this is the stage Nutty Acres. I believe it's the biggest stage that there is in the game. I mean, just it's pretty big, and it goes up really high. So basically the main function that I had for this vehicle is when you press B, the only thing you have left is this little guy, which honestly, this guy is a lot faster than the main ship itself, sadly, just because of the super engines attached. but at the same time, it's got another interesting feature to where I could add some more detachers or a tow bar to it rather, and I can make it a super boat just because it can go really fast in the water. Um, but basically, that's pretty much it for this ship. Um, it exploded. I don't necessarily need the balloons anymore since I have the propellers. So basically, I have a little miniature fast helicopter with this thing. Also, another feature that you can do, if I can. Where did I drop my ship off? Well, that's kind of a problem. Alright, well, instead of looking for it, I'm just going to spawn it in again. So let's spawn it in a second time. What you can do, say you do detach it, or say a part breaks, or something happens. I can hold the right bumper, and I go and I repair my entire vehicle. So if something does break, you can just hit a button, you can repair it. It's a pretty cool feature. Um, but yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. This is just a little brief showing on how to build what I consider a spaceship. I might make another cooler spaceship later on, but I think that's going to be it for this episode. So thank you all for watching. Tune in next time.